You know, I'll get married to that person who will provide everything that I need. You see, that may not happen. Yes. You need to get it yourself.
You must be happy yourself.
You must be happy yourself. You know, what you get in marriage is what you bring in that marriage.
So can we marry for love? Is love enough to make marriage work? You've slept together.
Yes.
And the man now decides, no, I don't want you. This is not what I wanted. And pulls out. And you end up being heartbroken.
Yeah.
Seeing all men, saying men are dogs and all that.
Yes.
Because you rushed into it. What
yeah.
would you advise that woman or man that is in courtship today, looking forward to marriage, on godly courtship?
What I would advise them is, you know, to date the person, you know, to be serious, to know what you are really doing. You know, when it comes to dating, why are you dating? You know, you should date or you should get into court.
You're watching High Step TV.
The Bone Show. Beautiful people, godly born.
You might be on a journey, soul searching, looking for your Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Or you're married and you're probably trying to make sense of all the challenges that come in with marriage. Or perhaps you're single and you're trying to rebuild yourself from the ruins from your previous relationship. Whichever shoe fits you today, karibu sana to the Bone Show, where we seek answers on matters dating, courtship, marriage, and parenting. I am your host, Helen Kibali. Karibu sana to the show. In case you are new on this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and click on that notification bell so that you get notified anytime we upload new content. And also, please remember to give us a thumbs up so that we know that you like such kind of content. You can also send in your questions through my social media handles, which are Helen_Kibali on Instagram, Helen Kibali on Facebook, and Helen Kibali on YouTube. Thank you for being part of this show. Today I'm super excited. We are privileged to have a wonderful woman of God, to have, I don't know what to tell you, but utasikia mwenyewe. She's a wife, a mother, a mentor, and a counselor. And she's going to answer all our questions and help us make sense of all these beautiful bonds. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you so much.
Karibu.
Asante.
Yes, kindly, can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Reverend Joyce.
Yes.
Jerry Munyere. I am a counselor by profession, and I am also working the Peace Pillar in the Glory Outreach Assembly Ministry, where we handle many issues related to families. We handle many issues that relates to peace, because we want people to live at peace within their families. We need peace in our nation. We need peace in even in the church and wherever we are, so that we will glorify God, who is our Prince of Peace.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yes.
Karibu sana to the show, Mom.
Thank you.
Today we are really blessed to have you here.
Thank you.
I have looked back at what you've been doing, and I can say thank you for doing an amazing job in the church and also in the society. God bless you so much. And I believe that today we are going to learn so much from you.
Yeah.
Of course, because out of experience, and also through I understand that you counseling is a profession.
Yes,
for
it is.
you.
It is.
And a calling too.
And a calling, yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, calling actually I would say is was first a calling, and then became a profession through the studies. Okay. I have done a degree in counseling.
Wow.
And then I felt that you know, the families are so much in need. So I did a master's in marriage and family counseling.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
So we are talking to the right person.
Thank you.
Yes, because your papers.
Yeah, I have the papers. Yeah.
And out of experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Out of the experience, again, you know, I am experienced in doing that because I have encountered so many issues, so many cases in the ministry where I work, outside the ministry. I have dealt with so many issues that I've come across. Yeah, as a counselor. All right. Yes.
We are in the right hands today.
Thank you.
So viewers, as you heard, you are in the right hands. She's going to answer all those questions that you have. Whatever is confusing to you and seems like a challenge, we are going to have her answer. Of course, I got your back.
Yeah.
And I know she's going to do an amazing job.
Thank you.
Asante sana for being on the show. I cannot say that enough because I'm so excited.
Thank you.
So today we're going to tackle various issues.
Yeah.
One is dating, courtship, and marriage, and also parenting, a bit of it, yes?
Yeah.
We want to understand, is there a difference between dating and courtship? And also we'll get into marriage and tackle a few questions.
Yeah.
But first things first.
Yes.
Is there anything like dating and courtship? Is there a difference between the two?
Yeah, I would say there is a difference between the two.
All right.
Because, you know, you can date when you are not really serious about, you know, getting married.
Yes.
Dating is where you fix a date. We can meet at this particular place. Maybe you want to learn about your friend. But when it comes to courtship, you know, this is that period between the time when you have now agreed to move this journey together. So it is that period between the time when the two, you know, have accepted one another. They have agreed that now we can live together up to the time when marriage takes place. That is the period we call courtship. While dating could come before. Yes. And again, when also you are in courtship, you can still continue dating. But what the difference I would see in the two is that courtship is serious. You know, it's a serious business.
It is goal-oriented.
It's goal-oriented. You are getting, you know, you are getting ready, you know, to live together, to become one in marriage. Okay. Yes.
And dating, probably we can say someone can be dating you and also dating another person?
Though it should not be the case. And actually this is where we are getting problems with the marriages. Because, you know, there are those people who want to date, they are dating Jane, they are dating Mary, they are dating John and another person. And, you know, they are not like, you know, that serious. And you see this at times is carried on to marriage, whereby when you get into marriage, you are thinking of, oh, I could have picked Jane instead of Mary. I could have gone for John instead of Joseph, you know, that kind of confusion. So it is good, you know, to date the person, you know, to be serious, to know what you are really doing, you know, when it comes to dating. Why are you dating? You know, you should date or you should get into courtship when you are really serious with a person. You know, we are getting that confusion with the young people. Yes, because, you know, they are confused between, you know, so many. So even when they pick one, when they get into marriage, you hear them complain, you know, no, I could have gone for this other one. So we need to be serious on this matter of marriage, of dating and courtship. Yes.
So we can say that dating is when you evaluate.
Yes. You evaluate, for example, a person and feel like, I think this one could fit me in this life. So you start into courtship. And then you get into courtship when you have agreed that we can move together. Yes.
Okay. All right. So courtship is a more defined form of dating.
Yes, it's more defined because it is geared towards, you know, a goal, which is marriage. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you explain for us, as simply as possible, what is the importance of courtship?
Normally, the importance of courtship could be you want to learn one another. You see, this is the time when you really need to know where this person even comes from. This is a time when you really need to know the character of the person, yeah, what kind of a person are you getting engaged to? Because after the dating you get engaged, and then from engagement you get into courtship, and then from courtship you get into marriage. So when you are courting, you are really trying to learn this person. But what we see in some people is that they feel like now when they are courting, that they are open like to do everything. It is good to follow a good process. Because like when the people go so far, like maybe they involve themselves even in sex when they are in courtship.
Actually, that was my next question.
Okay.
Thank you for viewers. We are in the right arms. Because I was about to ask you that.
Yes.
My next question was that godly courtship.
Yes.
Please explain to us, because most people, and I'm so sorry to say so, that in most of our churches nowadays,
yes,
even for our counselors and mentors that we have nowadays, no one is willing to tell us about godly courtship. No, because we don't want to be hated. And most of the shows you can see that you don't want to be hated, you don't want to take a stand, a firm stand. Kindly expand for us godly courtship.
Godly courtship,
yes,
is where people are doing whatever they do in the fear and reference of God. Because what we are seeing now, we are lacking that kind of, what Romans 12 says, that we need to be transformed by the renewal of our mind. Not to be conformed to the things of this world. So when we are talking of godly courtship, we are looking at what is God saying about this. Are we doing it in the fear of the Lord? When we are doing it in the fear of the Lord, we will be able to weigh. How far can I go when I'm in courtship? What steps am I supposed to take? Because marriage will come, and marriage will allow you to do everything you want to do with the person that you have accepted, that has taken you in, the person you have been married to. So when you talk about godly courtship, it's whereby, you'll be able to weigh the far you can go. This time of courtship is where you'll even inform the parents, I want to get married to so and so. This is the time when you inform the church. You bring in the church. I am getting married to so and so, but I am not yet there. We are preparing to live together. Because, a time will come when the wedding will be there. And I also tell the young people that, again, wedding is not the same as, marriage. Those are two different things. Yes. But you realize that, again, we find the young people concentrating so much on the wedding. I
want a big wedding.
They want a big wedding. I want this kind of a vehicle.
Yes.
And, I usually ask them, you will get that good vehicle during the wedding, Maybe that, but will you get to that vehicle again? Maybe it's for our friend.
Yes.
In fact, I asked one, do you remember the vehicle that carried you during the wedding? She said, yes. Have you ever gotten into it again? No. So it is good to value what is more important.
Yeah.
I normally say, wedding is good. And I always associate a wedding with like a door. For example, I can open the door to my house for you to get in. When you are in, there are many things you can do there. I can serve you maybe with food. You can do many things in the house, and probably if it's your house, you can sleep there, you can enjoy. But the wedding is just a door that opens you, that ushers you into the marriage, which is a long-time relationship.
Yes, and commitment.
And commitment. Yes. It's not something that you get into and then after some time you feel like, I'm not comfortable, get out. This is what we are getting into. And it is very, very serious. Because, people are getting into it when they are not even serious about it, when they are not committed to it.
And you find probably you're in courtship, you've slept together.
Yes.
And the man now decides, no, I don't want you. This is not what I wanted. And pulls out. And you end up being heartbroken, cursing all men, saying men are dogs and all that.
Yes.
Because you rushed into it. What
yeah.
would you advise that woman or man that is in courtship today, looking forward to marriage on godly courtship?
What I would advise them is to wait. Because, you know, the time for courtship, you know, of course it will depend on the individual couples. It may not be that long. But you see, marriage, the godly marriage, because it's good we are differentiating between the godly marriage and other marriages, the other marriages. So when you know with the marriage, when you get into marriage, you know this is a long time relationship. And the Bible talks about, you know, the deadline of it is till one dies. Okay, there are many other things that people bring in, many other reasons, like unfaithfulness, of which, if the relationship was well done in a godly way, then we don't expect, you know, godly people to get involved into unfaithfulness. But unfortunately, because people are not allowing God to transform them into the godly things, they are just conformed to the other things. They are doing things in a other way, not in the fear of the Lord. Because when they do it in the fear of the Lord, they'll know that, you know, marriage is supposed to last. Not that it is a perfect life. And I usually say that, you know, the issues that you go through in marriage are not very, very strange. Because even before you get into marriage, you know, it's just a transition. It's just a stage of life. That there was a time you are single, and now you have gotten married. So you have transitioned from single life to married life. Not that when you are single, you are not facing issues. You know, there are problems that comes. For example, there is sickness. There are times when you lack. You have no money even when you are alone. Even when you get into marriage, those issues are still there.
So we should not walk into marriage with expectations.
Of course, expectations are there. Of course, you have some expectations. But it doesn't mean that those expectations will be 100% met.
True.
Of course, you may look at a person, you feel like, oh, when I get married, actually, I'll have, you know, that life. You know, I'll get married to that person who will provide everything that I need. You see, that may not happen. Yes. So even as we have expectations, we should always weigh them. We should always know that this expectation may not be met. Because you are dealing with a person, and nobody is perfect. Nobody is 100% perfect. And that's why you see people may be moving from one person to the other in marriage. And you hear, like for example in the West, you know, I relate with some people from the West, and you hear them saying, you know, comfortably, I'm in my third marriage. Yes. What happened to the first one and to the second one, you know? Yes. There were problems. And even in the third one, there could still be some problems. Yes. So it is always good to, you know, to weigh the expectations and know that they may not be met 100% because it's a human being. And, you know, there are two words that I normally use. You know, I do a lot of premarital counseling to young people before they get married. And I normally tell them, you know, there are these two words. There is the ideal and there is the real. You know, the reality of the matter. You know, the problem is that we go into marriage with an ideal situation.
A checklist.
Yes, this must be done, this must be done to me, this must be done, I must have this and all that.
So if those are not
if they are not there, marriage is not complete. But I want to say that life is does not provide everything. You know, not everything that you want that you come your way, even in the normal life. Yes. And the same thing with the marriage. Yes. And when we take marriage as a, you know, getting into a new life, transitioning, just like a young child transition from a childhood to adulthood. There are those challenges of adulthood.
Yes.
And when they get out of that adulthood, then they are supposed to get into marriage. The only difference is that you are now relating very closely with another person. You know, of course, for reasons, for different reasons. So the point is, marriage is not a straight line, and it can never be a straight line. And what I also believe is that, you know, marriage is how you take it. Yeah? If you want your marriage, you want to get happiness in marriage, don't expect to get it from a person. Nobody will give you the happiness you need. Yes. You need to get it yourself.
You must be happy yourself.
You must be happy yourself. You know, what you get in marriage is what you bring in that marriage. Yeah?
Okay.
If you want resources in that marriage, be ready to work. You know, marriage has nothing, by the way. You know, when you get into marriage, it's just
Learning.
I like one writer, you know, I read a lot about, you know, issues of marriage.
Yes.
And one writer said that, you know, marriage is like an empty box. You know, when you get into marriage, it's like an empty box. So, whatever you bring in, the two of you, is what will benefit you. If you bring your happiness, then the other person brings happiness, you will enjoy it.
Yes.
If you bring love, and the other person brings love, you will love one another. Yeah?
That is beautiful. Oh, that is beautiful. Because
Yeah?
you'd think that, say for example, I would expect this from my partner.
Yes.
I would expect him to love me. I would expect him to pamper me. If I come home tired, I would expect him, I want that.
Yes.
That he knows that I'm tired, give me a good massage, take care of me.
Yeah.
So if I'm not bringing that
To him. Yes.
he will not reflect.
He will not do that.
Oh my God.
Yes. If you expect just to get, you know, that you'll be disappointed.
Wow.
Because it may not be there. So whatever you bring in, you know, there are also two words that I really think about in marriage. There are these two words, competition and complementing one another. You know, marriage is meant to complement one another. You know, what you have, I don't have. Your weaknesses could be my strength. And when we bring them together, we will be able to move on. If I have maybe finances and the other person, my partner, doesn't have, when we bring them together, you know, we will really move far. But when we are competing, you know, competition is killing marriages. Because when people get into marriage, you hear them say, oh, I'm the one who pays the school fees, I'm the one who pays the house, I'm the one who provides food in this house, and he doesn't provide. And I usually ask, for example, if you are staying in a rental house, if you have paid the road, the house rent, do you expect the other person also to pay? No. So, if you work on complementing, yeah, not feeling like it has to be done for me, feel that I can also do something. You may not be able to do it on equal strength because we are also different. Maybe one is weaker in one way or the other one is strong. So when you bring those factors together, those qualities together, you will be able to go very far in marriage.
In the case where I, as a wife, am earning more than my husband, and now I'm expected to pay the bigger bills, the major bills, and what would you advise that couple, those partners that one is earning a lot more, and I've seen cases where probably the wife is earning very little, and then the man is now the main breadwinner.
Yes.
And now because the woman is earning, now the husband now wants mpaka anaweka list ya zile vitu the wife will do with that small money she has. And the wife feels now huyu ananiekea mizigo mingi na pesa yangu haitoshi. What is your advice?
You know, now that is the issue that I was talking about. That, you know, when you get into marriage, there is this idea that is from the Bible, that you have become one. So what does that mean? What you have, whether it is little or much, it's supposed to come together. You know, you're supposed to use it as one. And we are having these issues of asking, you know, the man earns, maybe has 2,000 shillings and the wife has 500 shillings. And then it is asked how much money belongs to the family. And we hear people saying 2,000. Because that one of the woman should not be considered as family money.
Yes.
You see, but if people come together knowing that this is our marriage, not my marriage, not your marriage, it is ours.
We became one.
We became one. And if we became one, we became one with my strength, my weaknesses, your weaknesses, your strength. And that's why you find that, you know, God really is a matchmaker. You will see somebody, maybe has this strength, the other one has this weaknesses, and when you look at them, you find that one actually overshadows the other one, and you look like you are one. For example, let's just look at a simple example of, you know, there are those people who really talk a lot, the others who are quiet, you see, and you see them living together, you know, in harmony with one another. You know, this one talks, the other one is quiet. So you find that when this one is talking, the other one is quiet. Supposing all of them are like talking, it will be like a fire in that house.
So one must be an extrovert and the other an introvert.
Somehow, you know, it is God. You know, God is the one who nobody do that. And that does not mean that people who are introverts cannot be together. There are those who are, and but God matched them in one way or the other in different ways. But what I'm saying is, you should not undermine the other because maybe that one is earning little and you're earning more. You should know that this is our money. And maybe you can help one another, in the way they live. For example, there are things that maybe somebody doesn't know. I'll just give an example. You know, when I got married, I was brought up in a family, you know, that really had many needs. And I didn't know much about money. I was never even exposed to money so much. So I didn't even know how to really get the money, you know, to look for money. I remember I was, that time I was a teacher when I got married. I was teaching in a high school before I studied the counseling. And, you know, I was earning my salary. But, and we had, you know, a circle called Mwalimu Circle. And I could get deducted the money at the end of the month. But for sure I didn't know how that money could help me at all. So, I remember when we got married, my husband is the one who helped me know about it. And he told me, you know, this circle money can really help us. Can we buy a piece of land? You get some, we happened to live in a place where land was very cheap by then. Only 40,000 you could get a whole acre of land. And he said, you know what you're going to do? He was also a teacher then. I'll get my 40,000 from my Mwalimu Circle, from my account and my savings, and you also get. And we get 2 acres. And I was so excited about it. But I didn't know about it. I could hear people talk about saving in different places. And I had no idea. But he helped me understand that there is a better way of making money, of acquiring even more resources. So what I'm saying is, if maybe I just remained by myself, probably somebody else would have told him, but I had not got somebody who could help me. And had already worked like for 4 years. So you can see I had saved some money.
4 years?
Yes, but when I was still working before I got married.
How old were you when you got married?
I got married at 27.
Wow.
I was just waiting upon God.
All right.
Yeah.
And you went through the godly courtship.
And I went through the godly courtship. I got married. I had my wedding in 1992.
Wow.
Yes.
So that is achievable. Godly courtship is
Godly
achievable.
courtship is achievable. Yes. And I really thank God for that. And I have nothing to regret about it.
Yes.
Yes, because I did it in the right way. And that's why God has sustained me for that years. Now, come April this year, it will be that years in marriage. So it's always good to do things in the right way and in a godly way.
We thank God so much for you today, because
Yeah.
we need more mentors that
Yes.
can tell us that
Yes.
godly courtship is achievable.
It is.
And marriages surely do work.
Yes.
And there are good marriages out there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like currently people have sold that idea to us that marriages are not working, and we see a lot of people glorifying divorces and all that. So I appreciate you today, because I'm getting to learn, and I know my viewer is also getting to learn a lot, and also getting to know that all these things are achievable.
Yes.
And as we take a short commercial break, we want to acknowledge our sponsors today, which is High Step TV and High Step Media. They are pros in video shooting, video coverage, and whatever your need is, be it a wedding, be it a lounge, they are the right people to look for. As we take a short commercial break, asante sana.
Kwanza wana upendo, nilivyoingia ni wakarimu sana.
High Step Media Production, okay.
Wakarimu. Na kama ni wakarimu ndio maana tumefika hapa tumefika.
Amen.
Haungekuwa wakarimu nafikiria tumefika hapa. Pia wana moyo mkubwa.
Ya kusaidia ndio.
Wana moyo mkubwa pia ya kuelewa watu.
Ndio.
Na kutembea na watu.
Ndio.
That is why we are here.
Wow.
Kwa sababu ya hiyo moyo wao mkubwa na ukarimu wao na viwango za kuelewa.
Wow.
So hiyo ni moja nimeona, na pia upendo, na pia baada nje ya upendo pia watafutaji. So ndio hivyo. Na sasa, muda ukifika, kama Mungu anafungua milango ya kazi, mnafanya kusudi muinuane mfanye usilale.
You are looking forward to do a audio, a video. These guys are wonderful. Wanafanya kazi nzuri sana. Unakuja wanakuundia audio nzuri na video nzuri ambayo ni quality.
Hata wewe kama uko na music, jaribu kuja hapa High Step Media. Wanafanya kazi nzuri sana. Kazi yao ni safi kabisa.
This is High Step Media Production. So you wanna record, you just come in the area of Rosters and come here. They will record you so well.
Umeshaingia High Step Media?
Yeah, nimeingia. Nimeshaingia.
Pokelewa namna gani?
Nilipokelewa vizuri, they are very patient. Na nilirecord nyimbo yangu kama niko very relaxed, kwa sababu ni watu wanajali. Wanajali kwanza uko sawa? Kama siko sawa, tulia.
High Step Media imekuwa baraka kwa waimbaji wengi, imekuwa msaada kwa vichipukizi vya waimbaji ambao vimetokea. Ninawakaribisha nini ambao muna maono ya kuimba. Karibu sana.
High Step, you know this is the name of the studio. High Step Media Production. So come to High Step Media Production. You never know, you can be a star of tomorrow.
High Step Media. Welcome back to the show. Before we went to the break, we've learned that this godly dating, this godly courtship, and now we've gotten into marriage. So it is achievable. Godly dating is achievable, godly courtship is achievable, and there are marriages that work. There are marriages that work, and until today they are standing, many years down the line. And our guest today is such a testimony, such a beautiful vibe, such a wonderful woman of God, who is answering all our questions and helping us make sense of all these things that have been a confusion to us. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, before we went to the break, we had discussed all those things about dating and courtship, and now we got into marriage.
Yes.
You said that you got married at the age of 27.
Yes.
How many years have you been married?
Come April, 11th of April this year, I'll be 30 years in marriage.
Oh! 30.
Yes.
And no regrets.
No regrets.
Yes.
Yes,
you
no
are
regrets.
Excited. How many kids do you have?
I am a mother of 3 biological children.
Yes.
And 1 foster boy.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, you have a big heart.
I have, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
because it is not every day that you get to see someone who adopts a child and takes care of them as their own. So
Yeah.
God bless you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
for
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, my viewers, because I'm representing my viewers here.
Yeah.
There's someone out there who would want to know that probably they're in love. They're so much in love and feeling that this is the man or the woman of my life. I love them so much. But beyond that love, they are blank. They don't know. So can we marry for love? Is love enough to make marriage work?